unit. So today I'll start with single phase transformer. So first of all, say what is transformer? Hello? Anyone from you? Can you say what is transformer?
What is transformer?
Hello?
The transformer is actually a device which drops the current or increase the current according to our necessity.
Okay. So what is transformer first of all? Transformer is a static device which can transform electrical energy from one particular side to another particular side. That means one electrical circuit to another electrical circuit without change of frequency. That means there is no electrical connection in between two different circuits. From where it will try to transfer electrical energy from one particular electrical circuit to another electrical circuit without change of frequency. That is called the transformer, right? So this is actually called the transformer action. So in case of transformer action, there is no electrical connection, there is only electromagnetic induction. So due to electromagnetic induction, that particular electrical energy will try to shift from one particular branch, one particular circuit to another circuit. That is the transformer. So now, what are the different types of transformer? Depending on its operation, we can say there are two types of transformer. One is step-up transformer, another is step-down transformer. So what is step-up transformer actually? So transformer, this is one type of transformer that will try to step up, or it will try to enhance the supply voltage from one particular side to another side. That means suppose you have given 220 volt supply on primary side. So suppose this is on transformer figure, you can see. So this is primary side, this is secondary side. So here you can see this particular primary side, or this is called the primary winding. This is electrical wire, this is wounded over this particular limb. So here this is the supply voltage and this is the secondary side. So now in case of transformer, if you try to move this particular primary side with, suppose in clockwise direction, if we wound this primary side with clockwise direction, then we should wound secondary side with the anti-clockwise direction so that current will flow in reverse direction. That means আবার কে ঢুকছে দেখি। So here, whenever you will try to connect this particular primary winding with supply voltage, so initially, you know, in case of transformer, we should provide the AC supply. We can't provide DC supply over the transformer side. Why? Actually, in case of transformer, if you try to connect this particular primary winding with DC supply, then there will be one constant magnetic flux. As there will be constant magnetic flux, so constant current will flow through this particular primary winding, due to which within this particular transformer winding there have this particular transformer core. So one particular constant amount of magnetic flux it will induce within this particular core, so which will not change depending on time, due to which there will be no rate of change of flux. As there will be no rate of change of flux, that's why there will be no induced EMF over the transformer secondary winding as per Faraday's law, right? That's why there will be no flow of current over secondary side, and same amount of flux it will come back to this particular primary side. That's why no change of flux. That's why total this particular current, huge amount of current will try to flow through this particular primary winding. That's why this particular transformer it will burn out. So that's why we can't provide DC supply over transformer primary side. Now whenever you will connect this particular transformer with AC supply, then at that particular case this AC current, it will flow through this particular primary winding, due to which it will try to produce one particular flux, magnetic flux. Suppose that is phi. Phi is the amount of flux that will try to induce one magnetic flux within this particular transformer core. And you know, this particular transformer core, this is made of magnetic type material, that is ferromagnetic type material. So actually silicon steel is the ferromagnetic type material which will try to produce, or it will try to help flow of flux through this particular transformer core. And you know, in case of transformer, they have two type of loss. One is first of all core loss, another is copper loss. So what is core loss? Core loss is of two type, and first one is hysteresis loss, another is eddy current loss. So what is hysteresis loss? In case of hysteresis loss, there have some hysteresis loop. If with which of that particular loop it will be more, or it will be bigger, then loss will be bigger. So our aim is to reduce the length of that or width of that particular loop, so that transformer hysteresis loss it will decrease. That's why in case of ferromagnetic type material, width of that particular width of that particular material is less. That's why loss will be lesser in case of silicon steel type material. Now, to reduce the eddy current loss. So what is eddy current loss? There have one particular magnetic flux that will try to flow through this particular transformer core in cross section wise. That means one particular flux it will try to flow in cross section wise, which will try to oppose the flow of flux within this particular transformer core. So to reduce that particular eddy current loss, there have we will try to provide separate laminations. Here you can see this particular transformer core, it is made of plenty number of sheets, that is ferromagnetic material sheet, and that particular sheet it will be insulated from each other by some laminations. That's why there are plenty of laminations within this particular transformer core. Now, whenever you have provided AC supply over this particular transformer primary side, and it will try to produce one particular voltage over secondary side, that's why you will get one voltage at secondary side V2. So suppose over primary side, number of turns of that particular transformer is suppose N1, and number of turns of that particular secondary side is suppose N2. And over primary side, we have applied supply voltage of V1, and you will get supply voltage V2. We will get some induced voltage over secondary side, that is V2. That's why in this case, if this transformer it will try to enhance this particular supply voltage, that means V2 will be more than V1, then that particular transformer will be called as step up transformer. That means depending on number of turns. That means if number of turns of primary side is less and number of turns of secondary side is more, then value of V2 it will be more than V1. Similarly, in case of step down transformer, number of turns over this particular primary side will be more and over secondary side it will be lesser. That's why it will try to step down or reduce the applied voltage over this particular transformer. That's why it will be called as step down transformer, right? So there I have one particular equation, that is V2 by V1, that is equals to E2 by E1, that is equals to I1 by I2. So that is equation in case of transformer. Now, depending on construction, we can classify transformer as core type transformer and shell type transformer. What is core type transformer? This is one particular core type transformer. That means this particular coil or transformer winding, this is surrounded this particular transformer core. That's why it is called the core type transformer. In case of shell type transformer, this particular transformer limb, it will try to surround this particular transformer winding. So I am trying to show some picture. So this is one. Here you can see this is core type transformer. This is shell type transformer. You see this particular transformer limb, it is surrounded this particular winding, primary and secondary winding. So this is core type transformer. This is shell type transformer. Now, depending on number of phase, there are two types of transformer. One is single phase transformer, another is three phase transformer. We don't have two phase supply, we have single phase supply and three phase supply. That's why there are two type of transformer. One is single phase transformer, another is three phase transformer. Now, part of transformer. So in case of transformer part, there are you can see bushing, tapping, winding. You can see conservator, breather, that is not present over this particular figure. So initially this is primary winding. This winding is called primary winding, and this side, this is called the secondary winding. This is primary. This is called the primary side. This is called the secondary side. This is called the transformer magnetic flux. This is supply voltage V1. This is supply voltage V2. Sorry, this is induced voltage V2. So now I am trying to describe operation of single phase transformer. In case of single phase transformer, whenever you will apply this supply voltage V1 over primary side, and this particular primary winding, it is connected, and this particular secondary winding, it is connected over some external load. So in case of electrical circuit, what is load? That means whenever you will try to connect secondary side with some electrical appliance, then that particular electrical appliance will be said as load, electrical load. So here you can see this is one load. This particular blocks, it actually says about the load of this transformer, and this V1, this is the supply voltage. So whenever this particular V2, it is this load is connected over this particular secondary side, and supply is connected over primary side. So current I1, it will try to flow through this particular primary winding. That's why this particular current, it will try to produce one particular magnetic flux to this particular transformer core, as this is one magnetic type material. So through this particular magnetic type material, magnetic flux, it will try to flow in this way from primary winding to secondary winding, and then secondary winding to primary winding. So whenever this particular magnetic flux, it will reach from primary to secondary winding, so it will try to produce one EMF, that is called secondary side EMF E2 over this particular transformer secondary side. So this particular E2, as over secondary side, this secondary winding, it is connected with this secondary load. That's why one current I2, it will try to flow through this particular load, and you will get some voltage over secondary side. So this is called V2. Here across this particular secondary side, you will get E2, and this current is I2. Similarly, over primary side, supply voltage is V1. So it will try to produce one current I1 and one flux that will produce over here. Now, so some flux that will flow from primary to secondary side, that will try to produce one EMF, that is E2 over this side. So suppose in this case, suppose we are considering phi 2 amount of flux, it will try to produce E2, secondary induced EMF over secondary side, and rest flux, that is phi minus phi 2, that will try to flow from secondary side to primary side. So now here this particular phi minus phi 2 amount of flux, it will try to produce one EMF, similar EMF, over the primary side. Now, this primary side induced EMF is termed as E1. So, this primary induced EMF E1, it will try to oppose flow of current to this particular primary side I1. So, here induced EMF E1, it will try to oppose I1. That's why you can say, if in case of transformer, if there is high load, so then value of this particular E1 will be lesser. If there is no load over secondary side, then no flux will be lost over this particular secondary side. That's why phi amount of flux it will come back to primary side. So this particular phi, it will try to produce higher amount of EMF E1 over this primary side. That's why no current will flow, as this particular value of E1 and V1 will be almost same. That's why no current I1 will flow over this particular transformer as when there is no load. So this is the operation of transformer. আর কি হলো এই সময় এই ক্লাসের সময় মনে থাকে না সব? ক্লাস কটা থেকে? Class is from 12 noon. Okay, right now it is 12:27. Mind it. So from next class, I want to see everyone at proper time. Don't try to late more than 2 minutes. No one will allowed after 2 minutes from the scheduled class. Okay, right? I have described this one. Now EMF equation. So in case of transformer, you will get some EMF equation. So over primary side, you will get it over book. So value of E1 will be 4.44 F phi m N1, and over secondary side, value of E2 will be 4.44 F phi m N2. So what is F? So here E1 is the induced EMF over primary side, and this phi is denote frequency of the supply voltage, and phi m, that is the magnetic flux, N1, it denotes number of turns of primary side. Similarly, E2 denote secondary side induced EMF. Similarly, F is frequency, phi m is magnetic flux, and N2 is number of turns over the secondary side.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but
Sorry?
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but the topic that you are talking about, that particular slide is not visible.
This is E1. I told you. This is the figure. This is the figure.
স্লাইডগুলো মাঝে মাঝে স্টপ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, মানে আমরা ওই ফার্স্ট স্লাইডটা এতক্ষণ দেখছিলাম, এই সবে আর কি 10 নম্বর স্লাইডটা না 11 নম্বর স্লাইডটা কি দেখা যাচ্ছে।
দেখো, দিস ইজ ডিউ টু নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম। সো নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম হলে তো আমারও কিছু করার নেই, বুঝতে পারছো, অনলাইন ক্লাসে। ঠিক আছে, এবারে দেখতে পাচ্ছো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
দিস ইজ ডিউ টু নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম। সো নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম হলে তো কি করবো বলো? E1 বললাম একটু আগে। What is E1? Induced EMF over the primary winding. What is flux? Phi. That is magnetic flux that will try to produce EMF over that particular transformer limb. And V1 is the supply voltage. N1 is the number of turns of primary side. তাই তো সবগুলো বলে দিই। Similarly, over secondary side, V2 is the supply voltage over this side, E2 is the supply induced EMF over secondary side, phi is the magnetic flux, maximum value of flux, N2 is the number of turns of secondary side. So now what is transformer ratio? Transformer ratio, that means I told you about different parameters, that is E2 is induced EMF of secondary side, E1 is the induced EMF of primary side, N2 is number of turns of secondary side, N1 is the number of turns of primary side, V2 is the induced voltage over secondary side, and V1 is the supply voltage applied over primary side, and I1 is the primary side voltage, I2 is the secondary side voltage. So here you can see this transformer ratio, it will be E2 by E1, that is equals to N2 by N1, that is equals to V2 by V1, that is equals to I1 by I2, that will be equals to one constant. So here you can see this induced voltage, this number of turns and voltage, it will be related with current in inversely proportional. Now, what is practical transformer? In case of practical, what is ideal transformer? In case of ideal transformer, that means in that particular case, there will be no loss. You know, in case of transformer, there are different types of losses like core loss, copper loss, etc. So what is copper loss? Whenever current will try to flow through primary winding and secondary winding, due to flow of current, there will be one heat loss. That is I square R loss. So there have some flow of current to that particular winding, and there have some resistance due to which you will get one loss, that is I square R. That is called the copper loss. Similarly, what is core loss? I told you earlier, that is core loss is of two types. One is hysteresis loss, another is eddy current loss. So hysteresis loss, I told you, whenever transformer core is made up of magnetic type material, so in that particular case, whenever loop of that particular magnetic type material, it will be lesser, then hysteresis loss loop width of that particular hysteresis loop will be lesser. If width of that particular hysteresis loop it will be more, then hysteresis loss will be more. So in case of ferromagnetic material or silicon steel type material, this particular loop width is lesser. Now in case of that is eddy current loss, so eddy current loss, it will try to flow through the cross section wise. That means if I try to show some figure, I told you earlier, that is one particular flux, it will try to flow across this particular cross section of transformer limb. Then that particular flux, it will try to oppose main flow of flux to this particular transformer core. That's why that particular flow of flux, it will try to produce one loss, that is called the eddy current loss. So in case of ideal transformer, there have no such losses. That means no core loss, no copper loss, and efficiency will be higher. That is called the ideal transformer. But in case of practical transformer, you know, there is no such loss. Now, if I denote the different electrical quantity in terms of phasor diagram, that means in which direction that particular voltage or current it will flow. So suppose initially you know, in case transformer is one ferromagnetic material and this transformer is one inductive type load. That's why that particular current, applied current, that is I0 in case of no load transformer. That means when load over the secondary side will be zero. That means no load connected over the secondary side. So at that particular condition, if we consider flow of current over the transformer is I0. Why this I0 amount of current is flowing? As to overcome different losses produced within the transformer. So this I0 amount of current, it will try to overcome the all losses like core loss, copper losses. So here this I0, it will lag with the supply voltage V1. So what is V1? V1 is the applied voltage over the transformer primary side. So this particular I0, it will try to lag from this particular supply voltage V1 with some angle. So suppose this angle is denoted by this theta 0. Now if you try to split this I0 in two components, then we will get two components, that is Im and IE. Okay, so this Im is due to the copper losses component and IE, that is the eddy current component. So here what is magnetic flux? So this particular, this particular magnetic flux, this is the flux that is flowing through the transformer core. This particular transformer flux, it will try to lag from this particular supply voltage with angle of 90 degree. As this particular flux, it will try to produce supply voltage V1. Now this particular supply voltage V1, it will produce one particular EMF over the secondary side, that is E1 and E2. As both this particular E1 and E2 induced EMF over primary and secondary respectively, it will try to oppose the supply voltage. That's why direction of E1 and E2, we can see it will be in reverse direction from this V1. Now in this particular case, I told you earlier, as in case of no load transformer, there is no load over the transformer secondary side. That's why value of this particular E2, it will be lesser than E1. That you can see from this particular side. So what is actually IC? This particular IC, it will try to produce the losses over the transformer, and IM component, that is the magnetizing component, it will be used to magnetize the transformer core. Now this is the actual transformer phasor diagram on load. So previously, when the no load connected over transformer side, and in second case, when transformer is connected with some load. Now initially, if you consider load is of inductive type material, that means, or inductive type load. So whenever in case of electrical terms, there are three different types of load. First one is resistive type load, next is inductive type load, and third is capacitive type load. So in case of inductive type load, the current, it will try to lag from supply voltage with some angle. In case of resistive type load, direction of voltage and current, it will be in same direction. And in case of capacitive type load, current will try to lead from supply voltage with some angle. So here this is the inductive type load. In case of inductive type load, I told you earlier, that is, this is, if we consider this one is direction of V1. So this particular V1, it will try to produce magnetic flux within the transformer core. That's why this particular phi, it will lag by the supply voltage with angle of 90 degree. Similarly, over secondary side, there are E2, and over primary side, that is E1. So this value of E2 and E1, it will be in this direction. And and over secondary side, as this particular load is of inductive type, so this value of E2 is in this direction. So if we consider this is the direction of V2, then the secondary side current, it will lag from the supply voltage V2 with some angle, that is theta 2. Similarly,
স্যার স্লাইডটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না,
কোন স্লাইডটা বলো? দেখতে পাচ্ছ এটা?
সবই এলো এটা,
দেখতে পাচ্ছ এটা?
মানে স্যার এই মাত্র এলো স্যার, একটু আগে ওই আগের স্লাইডটাই দেখাচ্ছিল।
এবার দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আবার বলুন স্যার, এতক্ষণ তো বুঝতেই পারছিলাম না।
আচ্ছা দেখো, আরেকবার বলছি। So this is transformer phasor diagram for inductive type load. So in case of inductive type load, if we consider this is direction of V1, what is V1? That is the supply voltage, and this particular supply voltage, it will try to produce one magnetic flux phi. So this particular phi, it will try to lag from the supply voltage with the angle of 90 degree. That's why this angle is 90 degree. Similarly, this particular phi magnetic flux, it will try to produce one particular EMF over primary side and secondary side. That's why direction of E2 and E1, it will try to be in reverse direction. Why? As this angle is 90, that means angle in between this phi and E2 E1 will be 90. As this E2 and E1, it is produced by this phi. Similarly, this particular E2 and E1, it is trying to oppose supply voltage V1, and this particular E2 and E2, it will try to produce secondary side current I2. That's why this I2, it will lag from this particular induced EMF by one angle, that is I2. So here this particular phase angle in between V2 and I2 is theta 2. Now if you consider there is no loss over the secondary side, so in that case this will be the direction of V2. This will be the direction of V2 when there will be no loss over the secondary side, and this load is of inductive type. That's why I2 will try to lag from this particular V2 with the angle that is theta 2. Similarly, this I2, why this I2 amount of current is flowing? Why it is flowing? When transformer has some current, flow of current over secondary side, due to which it will try to draw or extract one extra current I-2 from the transformer primary side. Initially current was I0. I told you earlier, in case of no load case, whenever there was no load over the secondary side, then current was I0. Now as we have connected one load over secondary side, that's why it will try to extract one extra current I-2 from the primary side. Now you say, why this I2 dash amount of current is flowing from the transformer primary side? To compensate the flow of current I2 from the transformer secondary side. That's why this direction of I-2 will be just in reverse direction of I2. Now this resultant of I0 and I-2, it is I1. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
Hello. Okay. So this is the phasor diagram of inductive type load, but this is not exact phasor diagram. In case of exact phasor diagram, if you consider some loss over the secondary side, then this secondary side phasor diagram it will change. Clear? Now in case of capacitive type load, similarly this is direction of বলো।
so the slide is not changed.
এবার ঠিক আছে, দেখো ঠিক আছে,
Yes sir, now it's
হয়েছে?
yes sir.
So similarly this is direction of V1, this is direction of phi. Similarly this is direction of E2 and E1. Similarly like inductive type circuit. Now in second case, this load is of capacitive type. So you know, in case of capacitive type load, current will try to lead the supply voltage. It will try to lead from the supply voltage. So there is supply voltage V2. So V2 will be in same direction with the E2. As we are considering, suppose in this case there is no loss over the secondary side. That's why this will be the direction of V2. So from this particular V2, it will try to lead with some angle, that is theta 2 right now. Similarly, this is direction of I0, and in similar manner, this I dashed amount of current, it is try to extract from the primary side when I2 amount of current is flowing over secondary side. So that's why direction of I dash 2 will be just reverse of this particular I1. That's why in this direction, this is the direction of I dash 2. Similarly, this is I0, that is no load current component. Now resultant of this I0 and I dash 2, that is I1. Clear? Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah, sir.
That's why this is direction of I1. Now this angle theta 1 in between V1 and I1, it is lesser than inductive type load. That's why it is lesser than inductive type load. So now you say, whenever we are connecting capacitive type load, then this angle is reducing. Whenever we are connecting inductive type load, this angle is increasing. So due to increase of this particular current, amount of power it will be extract from the supply voltage will be different. Now in case of resistive type load, this is resistive type load. So in case of resistive type load, similarly this is direction of V1, this is direction of I, this is direction of E2 and E1.
The resistive type slide is not visible.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir, it is visible.
is it visible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you see, now in this case, in case of resistive type load, similarly this is direction of V1, this is direction of phi, this is direction of E1 and E2, and I told you earlier that is in case of resistive type load, value of V2 and E2 will be in, value of V2 and I2 will be in same direction. So this is also direction of V2. So direction of V2 and E2 will be in same direction, as we are considering no loss over the secondary side. That's why this is the direction of I2. Now I dash 2 will be just reverse. That means I dash 2 will be in reverse direction of I2. So this is direction of I dash 2. This is direction of I0. That is no load current. So now resultant of this I0 and I dash 2 is this one, that is I1. Now you see this angle theta 1, it is more than the capacitive type load and it is lesser than the inductive type load. Clear? So these are the three different phasor diagram of transformer. Now this is equivalent circuit of single phase transformer. So this particular slide I told you during at first, that is in case of transformer there are two different electrical circuits. There is no electrical connection in between primary and secondary side, but there are some electromagnetic induction in between the windings. That's why over the transformer primary side, this is supply voltage V1, this is resistance R1 of the primary winding, this is X1, that is the inductive reactance of the primary side.
So sorry, but the slide is not
Sorry?
changed.
Not visible now?
Yes, now it's visible.
Okay. So now in this case, so this portion is of primary winding. So over primary winding there have some resistance of that particular winding or coil. They have inductive reactance, that is X1. So this is X1. So X1 is, why this X1 is over here, as there are some leakage flux. over the transformer core and winding. Due to the primary winding leakage flux, there is X1, and as they have the transformer core primary side, that's why this there are two component X0 and R0. R0, why? That this is the copper loss component and this is the magnetic flux component, as transformer core is try to magnetized. So there are two different parallel path. IU0 will split into two component. One is IE, another is IM. Clear? And rest current, this I-2, it will flow over here. Now you see why I0 amount of current is flowing in this way. As this particular I0 amount of current, it will flowing to overcome the transformer core loss. That's why it will be identified with this particular block. Now rest current.
This part again.
Sorry?
Please repeat this part again. I can't understand.
Okay. In case of transformer core, you know, when there is no current flowing over the secondary side, that means you consider there is no portion over here. Okay, you consider this portion is zero. That means whole amount of current, that is I0, is flowing over the transformer core to overcome the transformer core loss and copper loss, right? That's why transformer has one component, another is X0, that is the magnetizing component X0, and another is copper loss, as transformer will try to hit. That's why these are, so these two are in parallel with each other. And I0 amount of current while flowing to overcome the loss. So this has two components, one is IE, another is XM to magnetize the transformer core, another is to produce different power loss. Now if one current is flowing through secondary side, that's why in this case you consider I dash amount of current is flowing. I told you in the phasor diagram. What? দেখতে পাচ্ছ কি? In this case, so in this case, this I dash amount of current is flowing. Why? As to compensate this particular I2. That's why this I-2 amount of current, it will flow through this particular transformer primary side. That's why this is the transformer core. It actually indicate the parallel portion is transformer core, and this is the core loss component, right? This is the core loss component, and this is the transformer core. This parallel line indicate transformer core. So this I-2 amount of current, it will try to flow or transform from primary to secondary side, and here over this particular transformer primary side there have induced EMF E1. Similarly over transformer secondary side, E2 amount of EMF it will induced, and this, as there is one load, that's why I2 amount of current will flow. So whenever this current will flow through this secondary winding, there are similarly copper loss component and magnetizing component, that is the inductive reactance components. So this is called the equivalent circuit of the single phase transformer, and this is the exact equivalent circuit. That means whenever you will try to transform from primary to secondary, or if you will try to refer secondary to primary in terms of the transformer ratio K. So after derivation you will get this exact equivalent circuit. So in this case, this R1, that is the value, this R you will get value of this particular R-2 and X-2, as what is X-2, that is R2 by K2. So these particular terms, it will come from the transformation ratio. So whenever you see in book, then we will realize then these are coming from the transformation ratio. Clear? Now in case of transformer, what are the losses? Core loss and copper loss. So this portion is not in your syllabus. Transformer oil, transformer cooling. This is not in syllabus. I am just watching your syllabus. Just a minute. Okay, regulation is in your syllabus. So this portion is in your syllabus. So similarly, we will get voltage regulation derivation from the book. So this is just the formula. So as it is not possible to derive right now over the online class, so you try to read it from book. Similar manner, you will get this voltage regulation equation. Clear? Similarly, efficiency. What is efficiency? That is output power by input power. So what is output power? You are getting VI cos phi. And what is input power? That is output power plus losses. I told you why input power is why this from supply transformer is try to extract the power to overcome the output power and the losses. That's why input power equals to output power plus losses. So what are the output power? That is V2 I2 cos phi 2. What are the losses? Iron loss and copper loss. What is iron loss? That is similarly core loss. So what is core loss? Core loss is iron loss and it has two components. One is hysteresis loss, another is eddy current loss. So efficiency of the transformer eta that will come out from this particular equation, that is V2 I2 cos phi 2, and this is V2 I2 cos phi 2 plus P1 plus this X will come from that particular transformation ratio. In similar manner, you will get it. Now in case of transformer, there are two testing. One is open circuit test, another is short circuit test. So why we are performing open circuit test and short circuit test? To find out the transformer losses and efficiency. So whenever you will try to find out the open circuit test, then secondary side of that particular transformer it will be open circuit and primary side will be connected over the supply voltage, and transformer will be magnetized at the rated supply voltage. That means at transformer you will get some specification where it is written that this is the rated supply voltage. Suppose that supply voltage is 220 or 240. So at that particular voltage you have to excite the transformer core. That means this primary side will be connected over the low voltage winding and this side will be the high voltage winding. This is, so number of turns over primary side will be lesser, number of turns over secondary side will be more. So whenever you will excite and you will connect this particular transformer with some ammeter first and then in series with this particular wattmeter, and you have to connect one voltmeter in parallel with this particular supply line. So you will get different reading of wattmeter. So what is wattmeter reading or power? That is W0, and you will get supply voltage V0. You will get I0 from here. So you know value of W0, V0, I0. So what is power? That is W equals to VI cos phi. So similarly from here, from this equation you will get value of power factor, that is cos theta. So cos theta will be equals to W0 by V0 I0. So from here you will get value of I, that is I0 cos phi 0, and Im equals to I0 sin phi 0. Similarly, you will get value of R0 that is equals to V0 by IE and X0 equals to that is V0 by Im. So now you can realize we have got different transformer equivalent circuit parameter, that is X0, R0, IC, Im. Clear? We have also got this value of I0 and V0. So we have got different parameters in case of no load side. Now in case of short circuit test, why we are trying to perform short circuit test? To find out the transformer copper loss. We are performing open circuit test to find out the core loss. We are performing short circuit test to find out the copper loss. So in case of transformer, it is initially not too possible to separate primary side loss and secondary side loss. So you will get total loss from the transformer. So similar manner you will get short circuit current. So in case of short circuit test, you have to excite transformer at the step down transformer configuration. That means this high voltage side will be connected with the supply side and low voltage side will be short circuited. So similar manner we will connect one ammeter in series, then wattmeter in series, then voltmeter in parallel. Then we will get wattmeter reading, that is WSC equals to supply voltage, that is voltage. So in case of short circuit test, you have to excite transformer at its rated current. That means suppose it is written over transformer that its rated current is suppose 15 amps. So at that particular current you have to excite the transformer. Then you will get the wattmeter reading, that is WSC. You will get VSC, the applied voltage, and short circuit current, suppose in this case 15 amps. So similarly you will get the power factor. As similar manner you will get ZE, that is VSC by ISC, RE, that is WSC equals to WSC by I square SC. I square, what is ISC? That is the short circuit current, and RE is the resistive component, and here from here you will get the inductive reactance, that is XC equals to root over ZE square by from here now we got value of Z, R and X. So you can realize we have got different transformer parameters or equivalent circuit parameter from this short circuit test. So in this way we can find out different losses. But how we will get loss? So here WSC is the loss, that is copper loss. In previous case, this is the core loss, W0. So from this short circuit test and open circuit test, you can find out the losses of the transformer, and similarly you can find out its parameter, circuit parameter, right? So if you see its equivalent circuit, you can realize we have got this R value of Rx. We have also got value of R0, X0. We have got value of I1, I0. So in this way, we can find out circuit parameter by performing open circuit and short circuit test. So this is all about the single phase transformer. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one chapter, that is single phase transformer. Clear? So I have completed single phase transformer today. Clear?
Sir, please.
So I have completed. Bolo.
Sir, please share these slides in the group because some was not visible in the middle of the class. These slides. So please share these slides.
Okay, I'll see it. Okay, I will try to share it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Give some time. Okay, give some time. I'll share it. So I've completed 3 modules. So in next class I will start with motor part, that is module 4 electrical machines, that is 3-phase induction motor part, right? So you study these 3 modules properly, and I want to announce one particular thing, that is tomorrow I will take your CA3 exam or continuous assessment exam. So tomorrow I will take your exam from 4 p.m. right? So you have 1 hour. So as I have covered this particular chapter today, that's why I will try to make question from DC circuit and AC circuit. Clear? So you study these 2 chapters. Question will be from DC circuit and AC circuit. Okay? Any question from your side? Any question from your side?
স্যার বলছি ট্রান্সফর্মার কুলিং নেই?
না, দেখি আছে কি, ওয়েট কর দেখছি। না, সিলেবাসে নেই।
ওকে স্যার।
ট্রান্সফর্মার কুলিং নেই, ঠিক আছে? এগুলো নেই। বই আছে তো সবার কাছে নিশ্চয়ই? বলছি বই সবার কাছে আছে তো?
ইয়েস স্যার।
আচ্ছা, তাহলে সবাই ভালো করে পড়াশোনা করো। তোমরা সবাই বুঝতে পারছো ইলেকট্রিক্যাল স্টুডেন্ট, তো সবাইকে কিন্তু ভালো করে পড়াশোনা করতে হবে এই সাবজেক্টটা। অন্য ডিপার্টমেন্ট কি করছে দেখে লাভ নেই, তোমাদেরকে ভালোভাবে পড়তে হবে, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যালো স্যার।
বলো
স্যার, বলছি আমরা তো ডিসেন্ট্রালাইজ থেকে এসেছি, কয়েকজন আছি এখানে, তো স্যার কোন বইটা কিনলে ভালো হবে স্যার?
আমি অলরেডি সবাইকে বলে দিয়েছি, বলো।
Sir, there are many students who are participating in this.
ডেফিনেটলি ফেজার দিয়ে কোনো নিউমেরিক্যাল আসে না, ফেজার ডায়াগ্রামটা ড্র করতে বলে, ঠিক আছে? ড্র করতে বলে ফেজার ডায়াগ্রাম। এবারে কথা হচ্ছে যে তোমাদের যে বইতেই দেখবে তোমরা, বিভিন্ন বইতে ফেজার ডায়াগ্রামের হয়তো একটু ডিফারেন্ট থাকতে পারে, সেটা নিয়ে খুব একটা চাপ নেওয়ার কিছু নেই, ঠিক আছে? কারণ এরপরে আবার পড়তে হবে এটা 4th সেমিস্টারে সাবজেক্টটা, তখন ডেপথে পড়তে হবে। এটা এখন তো জাস্ট তোমার ওভারভিউ দেওয়া হলো, ঠিক আছে? ইন ডেপথ 4th সেমিস্টার 5th সেমিস্টারে পড়তে হবে সবগুলো। তাহলে ঠিক আছে সবার? তাহলে কালকে কি এক্সাম হচ্ছে তো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
4টে থেকে?
ইয়েস স্যার, নো প্রবলেম।
বাকি কারো সমস্যা নেই তো?
স্যার
প্রিন্স কে আছো? হ্যালো, এই প্রিন্স কে আছো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
কোথায়?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
নাম কি তোমার? তোমার নামটা কি প্রিন্স?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
তোমার নাম কি প্রিন্স?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
বাবা, এটা নতুন ধরনের নাম দেখে আমি সেই জন্য ভাবলাম। আমি যেটা বক্তব্য আমার শোনো, সেটা হচ্ছে কিন্তু তোমাদের যে অ্যাকচুয়াল নেম, সেই নেমে কিন্তু সবাই জয়েন করবে, না হলে কিন্তু আমি ক্লাসে এলাও করবো না। তোমার নাম যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্রিন্স আমি জানলাম, ঠিক আছে?
ওকে স্যার।
আমার বক্তব্য হচ্ছে এটা, যাদের যেটা অ্যাকচুয়াল নামে তারা কিন্তু সেই নামেই জয়েন করবে, অন্য কোনো অ্যাকাউন্টস থেকে কিন্তু জয়েন করবে না, তাহলে কিন্তু